My name is Vitalii. I'm representing STEP Academy, however, not Cambodia, but Switzerland, currently in Poland. As you know, STEP Academy is a big global organization, and we have education for different groups, for different directions on different topics. And of course, we are very interested into everything which is new, everything which is just coming to education. And one of the biggest recent topics, which was very popular 3 to 5 years ago on Coursera, for example, gamification course was one of the most popular, is game design and how we can implement game design into education. So let's first talk about different words that are very, very specific to game design, to gamification, and there are three, which is important to understand the difference. First one is obviously games. So games are collaborative, usually activities that have a specific set of goals and specific set of boundaries, specific set of rules. For example, chess can be treated as a game. But there are sometimes differences when people say play and game. So play is an activity which doesn't have specific boundaries or rules. We can play on the guitar, so it has many different options, but when there is a specific guitar hero, this is already a game because it has specific rules, goals, and boundaries. Simulations are also very important in education, but it's not very connected to personal choice or not very connected to our virtual, so to say, world. It's usually a real world process, and it's a real world simulation. So that's why the word simulation is using to describe this. And it's just specific elements, we will talk about them later, make the process of any activity a bit more funny, a bit more interesting for people to use it. So why do we need game design in education? So first of all, as any game designer, you will know the process of the progress of your users. So where they are, what they learn, and what they would like to learn more. It also helps us to motivate learners a bit more with providing them more opportunities and a bit more personalized approach, or at least just a funnier way to deliver any specific information. For us, it's easy to simulate any activity and build a confidence before they make a mistake. They can try it online. And of course, we can give and we can receive a very important thing, which is a crucial part in modern education, which is feedback. So just a bit of step aside about gaming. So this is one of the most popular games so far. It was released in 2011, and so far it's still one of the best rocking games, which earned $1 billion less than Avatar the movie. So I think in 15 days when Avatar earned in 18 days. So in 2 years, people spent almost 3 million years totally playing the game, which proves the concept that we probably like playing games. Only right now we have a specific challenge to make education as engaging as video games and still keep it valuable. And we will make it by introducing game mechanics into education. And we will build them around future skills. Well, future skills are also super important concept, which was re-updated recently by the World Economic Forum in their report on future of jobs. There are 15 most important, and you can check them in this report. I'll just highlight it in bold all those activities which can be easier, more swiftly learned with gaming than others. Just a quick feedback, I will not read one after another, is that we have a rise of more complex skills, like for example, problem solving or critical thinking or analytical thinking, comparing to personal skills. So this big shift will impact highly our children, and us as well in 5-10 years, when what we will need to do is to come up with better solution rather than just quick solutions, and not know more but design more. One of the good examples of games is Terra Genesis that was released on all mobile platforms, where you are a leader of a colony on another planet. Usually you start with Mars, where you have to first build your first cities. Then you can find out your way of making a planet available for people to live. So you have to design how to make water, you have to understand how to make biodiversity, you have to understand how to keep population running. There is also a lot about different cultures. There's 5 different fractions that all have their own specific bonuses or drawbacks. And you, in progress of this game, you learn a lot about what awaits us for when we start explorations. So just 2 different types of games with 2 different settings and 2 different approaches. So when we speak about gamification or just game design, there are specific mechanics. So first one is setup, so where the game will be played, and as one is rules. We discussed already that there is no game without boundaries, and then there is a process, a progression. So how we continue through the game and how we can win the game and how we can be more successful playing the game, how we can get to being a master in this game. So for example, just super quickly about the game that you all know, Mario, you can see that on the first level there is a rise of complexity. Here we have no enemies, here just 1, plus we have additional bonus, smaller jumps, higher jumps, 1 enemy, 2 enemies, then we have a place where we can simply fall, there are more enemies and so on, and then here is the end. So this is an example how we build games, and now is my question, why not to build the same way our courses, our programs? Why not to use specific typology of players that we have in games and to apply it to our education? So they're specifically distributed by orientation. So they would like to work on their own or they would like to work in groups, and how competitive they are. So if there is low competency, if there is high competency. So for different groups, so to say, of players, we can design different challenges. Just as an example, if you're building a platform that should help people to pass an exam and to get the highest marks, of course, you have to design thinking that your competition is higher and this is self-oriented. In case you're designing a system that will foster collaboration and you have to find a common solution, so orientation should be on a group and there should be no competition. So you don't have to design, for example, levels in this case. So key gamification mechanics, so-called LBP, leaderboards, pages, and points, are very important for those who, of course, seek for competition, as well as task difficulty and end of the game. Some games are not without any end, they're just like exploratory games. So they're interesting for lower 2 options. Multiplayer games, yes, no, and this is a big shift right now, that everyone is searching for a way to still play as a team, to compete, even if there is a competition, still as a team. So for example, when you design a program, you can say that there is 70% of mark for individual work and 30% of mark for a group project, like an example. So specific game elements that we have, and how they're implemented. So we already spoke a lot about progression. So different points, badges, leveling, leaderboards. This is a table of ranks. So who is the higher one? Progression bars is from 0 to 100, for example. You get it, and only after you can achieve some specific task or specific use. So certificates, of course, are super important. Here you can see a screenshot of badges, I believe, from Codecademy. Rewards are very similar to achievements. However, if we treat achievements as levels of mastery, like for example, ranks, like military ranks, rewards are given for something very special. So, for example, if you visited a website already a month in a row, you get a special reward. You may not be achieving during every day something specific, but it's to kind of show the presence and show respect to the things you do. Some specific power-ups are also very important. During a specific limited period of time, your player will be more capable of doing things than other players. Personalization is a big idea everywhere. So if you design any system, if you design any course, take it into account that people have to be in charge of avatars they're selecting, in charge of the names they're selecting, in charge of different ways to express themselves, as well as during speaking or just during conversation. Another big idea is a story. This is a real screenshot of a virtual office. And in these offices, you can have your own stories and you can have your own quests. So this is aside from the main game, you can have a small game inside. And I'm happy that I have a bit more time and to speak a bit about the things we are doing in STEP Academy based on those information that I gave to you already. So we have our own service, which we call MAPS, Measurable Personalization System. And here, this is actually a course. This is a program on Python. And it doesn't look like a usual book or doesn't look like a usual PDF with all the tasks and challenges. It's more like a journey for every person to take part in and design their own way of doing things. So you can go here, you can design this branch, you can explore these branches and so on. So the idea of map is a bit in reverse. So no students can pass all the map. So it's designed with 3 to 5 times more redundancy in order to complete it. So you just have to spend enormous amount of time to complete. So now a student is in charge of their own learning process. You can see different coins, crystals, so points in different ways. You can see badges here, and these are skills badges. You can see the hero personalization. I'm not a very good one in drawing my heroes. You can see as well that they're big levels. So some of them, they cost up to 15 points to pass. Some of them cost 1 point. So every person can design their own idea and can manage their resources the ways they would like to manage. A few more screenshots of the system. So you can exchange earned coins and crystals into specific armor to upgrade your hero. This is a friend of mine who is more playing the game than me. And here you can see the history of your awards, your productivity, and your progress. So this system is based on a small assumption, small hypothesis that students and just pupils, people, they like playing because it gives them a specific freedom of choice. So the same for education. Here is a person is able to select their own pathway. And just a small quote at the very end, that life is more fun if you play games. So play nice games and use all those game design things in your programs, in your education design. Thank you.